Now, I'm sure a lot of you guys have already seen the draw for the Champions League and the Europa League, but a lot of people wanted to hear my thoughts on it, so that's exactly what this video is going to be. First of all, let's look at Arsenal's draw in the Europa League. I'm also going to do some predictions, which typically go massively wrong, but why not? It's a bit of fun. So, in the Europa League quarterfinals, we had Benfica against Frankfurt. We've got Slavia Prague versus Chelsea. Of course, they get the easiest draw. Not salty at all. Arsenal versus Napoli. And then Villarreal versus Valencia. Now, going into this draw, which I watched live, by the way, and I've got to say, these draws are some of the most boring events. It's ridiculous how long they drag it out. It really isn't that difficult. You put a couple of teams' names in a bloody glass bowl and you just pull them out and read them. Why can't we go Arsenal, Napoli, yep, great, that's done. Villarreal. Why is there so much talking? Just get to the point. We all just want to see the draw. It really isn't that big of a deal. My advice to anyone who's excited by these draws is to quite literally wait until you just see an image like this pop up on your Twitter feed. It's just not worth watching. What a waste of my time. But anyway, I went into it thinking I don't actually care who we get, because you forget it's very, very unlikely you're going to go through a whole tournament, especially in Europe, without facing one of the big or one of the supposedly favourite teams. So it was always going to happen either way. We were going to face one of these good teams at some point. We just happen to get Napoli now instead of maybe the semi-finals or maybe even the final. And the way I see this is, we've arguably got drawn against... Well, it's difficult. A lot of people may disagree, but I think arguably one of the better teams, one of the best teams left in the competitions with Napoli. And we just have a chance to beat them early. And then who knows, maybe we get somewhat of an easier game in the semi-final and the final. So we've been matched with the winners of either Villarreal or Valencia. So that does mean, and this was something I was really watching out for, this means we can't face Chelsea in the semi-finals if we were to get there, but we can face them in the final, which is in, what is it, Azerbaijan, I think it might be? Baku? I'm not too great with my geography, but I think it's Azerbaijan. But either way, Chelsea and Arsenal in the final would be absolutely immense, but I don't actually think that's going to happen. Either one of us, I think, will be knocked out in the semis or the quarters. I think Chelsea will make it through against Slavia Prague, so I guess based off that guess, it's probably going to be Arsenal going out in the semi-finals, maybe. I don't know. Either way, let's predict what's going to happen here. Let's start off with Arsenal versus Napoli. I think mainly because I think we've been very unlucky with the draw here. Not just because we got Napoli, but because Chelsea would be playing on the same night as Arsenal in London, which can't happen. So we've had to change our fixtures around. We're now playing we're playing home first, and we're going away to Napoli second. I would prefer having the away leg first and playing at home second. Honestly, I'm trying to make it sound simple, but it really isn't, is it? You can't have both London teams playing in London on the same night. It's just a rule. Because Chelsea finished higher last season, they don't have to move their fixture. We do. So we were originally going to get it the way I wanted, and that's playing at the Emirates in the second leg. But that's not going to happen now. So I actually think that changes things massively. I really prefer the home leg second. You've kind of got a chance to recover any mistakes you've made. But I actually think we'll beat Napoli. I think we'll be able to go through. I think it's going to be very close, though. I'm going to go with 3-2 on aggregate. I think we'll just about get through, but it's not going to be easy. I think Napoli really will give us a run for our money. They were the team I wanted to avoid the most, if I'm honest. And then in the other leg that could transpire to be a semi-final against Arsenal or Napoli, we've got Villarreal, Valencia. I think both teams are pretty strong this season, but I'm going to go with a Valencia win, even though I would absolutely love it if Arsenal could go through to the semis and get Villarreal and have Santi coming back to the Emirates. That would be ideal. But I think it's going to be Valencia going through, so I think we'll be seeing them in the semi-finals. And that's a tough one to predict. That's a very tough one. Obviously, I want to back Arsenal. We'll talk about the other games first, though. So Benfica versus Frankfurt, two very good teams as well. Frankfurt doing very, very well in the Bundesliga this season and in the Europa League. They've got an incredible attacking side, but so do Benfica. And I'd argue Benfica have a stronger defence, and I think that Benfica are going to win this tie. I would love to see Frankfurt go further. I'm a big fan of that team. As you know, I'm debating whether or not to do a career mode with them or Hertha Berlin. You guys will find out tomorrow who we're doing. But I think Benfica will overall have the edge in that tie. So I expect them to go through and play Chelsea in the semi-finals because I think they'll beat Slavia Prague comfortably. But if there is going to be an upset, I think that's the game to look out for. Who knows what kind of Chelsea team will arrive in those fixtures, but let's all hope that Chelsea get embarrassed by Slavia Prague, who have done incredible to get here. So my prediction is Arsenal versus Valencia in the semi-finals with Benfica versus Chelsea. That's going to be my prediction. I think Chelsea will go through. I think Arsenal have a really good chance against Valencia, but there's something just in the back of my mind. I don't think we're going to win the Europa League this season. Even if we do get to the final, it wouldn't surprise me if Chelsea were just to beat us on the day. But of course, I'm backing Arsenal. I think we'll beat Valencia. We'll go into the final against Chelsea. My heart says it's going to be a 2-1 win for Arsenal in the final. But my head says we may even be knocked out by Valencia or we may even be knocked out by Napoli. Just such tough fixtures. We really did get the tough end of the draw there. And I hate that swapping fixtures around rule. I think because we were in the draw first, I think we should have had the way it was drawn. I don't think we should have to reverse our fixtures, but I guess the rule is Chelsea finished higher last season, so it is the way it is. No point complaining about it. But those are my predictions for the Europa League. Let's have a look at the Champions League, which we've got here. Now, these are the real games. Come on. I know Arsenal are in the Europa League and, you know, I'm meant to talk about Arsenal, but these are the games that most football fans are going to be most excited about. The quarterfinals of the Champions League. This is where Arsenal want to be. So we had Spurs versus Man City drawn together, and they will play either Ajax or Juventus. That's a good one for Juventus. I think, although Ajax, they did incredible against Real Madrid, I just don't see Juventus making the same mistakes. And then we had Manchester United partnered up with Barcelona, and they will be playing either Liverpool or Porto. It's the first time in a little while since we had four teams from the same country, I believe. And I think only England have ever done it before. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think Spain have ever had all four. I think they've had three. But it's pretty amazing. You know, English football is at a very, very good standard right now, clearly, because all four of the English teams have made it to the last 8. But let's go with my predictions now. I think Man City will comfortably go through against Spurs. I think Spurs are in a real tough spot at the moment. Really not doing very well in the league, and I think Man City will just prove to be too much. And I think they will go through and play Juventus. I think Juventus will beat Ajax in both legs. I think Ajax, they really do have a great team, and I think that game against Real Madrid at the Bernabeu is going to go down in history. It already has gone down in history, but I can't help but feel that Madrid have just had a very, very difficult season. They caught them at a very good time. Ajax were just there at the right time, the right day. It was perfect. The stars aligned, and I think that just won't happen again. I don't think Juventus will make those same mistakes that Madrid did. So I think Juventus will just beat them. I do. But I would love Ajax to go through. It'd be incredible. I think Manchester United will give Barcelona a good go, but I don't see them beating Barcelona over 2 legs. Maybe they'll win at Old Trafford, something like that. But when you go to the new camp, it's always very, very difficult to beat Barcelona. They will just dominate the ball, and they will stretch Man United apart, and Lionel Messi will do his thing. So I expect Barcelona to go through and play Liverpool. I think Liverpool will beat Porto in both legs as well. I don't think Liverpool look particularly great at the moment. I know they've struggled just a little bit more recently with this race in the Premier League. I think Man City do have the upper hand, but Liverpool, you can't doubt them. They've got such a great team. One of the best teams they've had in a long, long time, if not the best since maybe Ian Rush days. I don't know. It's difficult to compete when you've had Suarez, Gerrard and Coutinho in the same team. And, you know, when Daniel Sturridge and Suarez were up top doing crazy things with Liverpool, they had a very strong side then. But this side, defensively as well, with Van Dijk in there, Robertson playing well, I just don't see Porto being able to overcome that. So, as I said, I think we'll see Barcelona versus Liverpool. And I think between them, you're looking at probably... I think Barcelona will go through against Liverpool, but Man City or Juventus, that's a real tough one. I want to say Man City, but Juventus, man, there's something about Juventus. They have just one of those teams that just does not give up. They're so strong defensively. They're great going forward. With Ronaldo, you never know what's going to happen. But do you know what? I'm actually going to say City, Barcelona in the final. And Pep Guardiola, what a game that would be for him. And I think Barcelona are going to win. I think Barcelona will win the Champions League this season. And it will be another Spanish title. Crazy. Well, not Spanish title, but another Spanish team winning the Champions League after Madrid have won it, 3 years in a row? So, I don't think I want to change any of those predictions. I think City and Barcelona, with Barcelona winning the final. And I think Arsenal are going to win the Europa League. Please. So, those are my instant reactions of the draw. Very, very excited for these games. I'm really, really excited. So, hopefully, we're in for a real treat. Some of those games are going to be very, very tight. Some of them not so much. But I'm obviously very excited to see how Arsenal get on against Napoli more than anything. I think that's going to be a real challenge for us, especially because we're playing at home first. I would have really preferred that leg to be second. I would love to play at the Emirates to close out the game, but it is what it is. You have to beat the best to win this tournament, and it's only going to get harder from there. I think Valencia and Villarreal, both very good teams. They're not quite maybe as good as Napoli, but those kind of games can be very, very tricky. And then potentially Chelsea in the final. Woo! That is going to be insane. So thank you for watching this video. Tomorrow I'll be starting my new career mode in the Bundesliga. Right now I'm edging towards Hertha Berlin. I think it's going to be more of a story with the team, you know, with all the young players they've got and making them the best team in Germany. Frankfurt already in the Europa League, of course, as you can see here, and could be a bit more of a quicker series, a bit more instant success. So I don't know. You can always let me know in the comments down below, but also your predictions. I would love to know who you think are going to win the Champions League and the Europa League. But until tomorrow, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.